But that was it. It was a great adventure. Came back. You're always young and married. The welcome back home was not, by then things had changed quite a bit. It wasn't the welcoming, hey, from people around you, and you just had to kind of assimilate back into society and keep your head low and, not broadcast that you were, a Vietnam veteran that much. Wasn't a real popular thing, so to speak. And I went back to Georgetown University, put in another year there, but it was, now I had two kids by the time I finished that, but I couldn't afford to stay and go to Georgetown anymore. So I dropped out. I was drove a cab for 3 years in Washington, D.C. area. That was another neat adventure. And then ended up, finally got rear-ended on the 14th Street Bridge one morning. I'd stopped with two guys going to Andrews Air Force Base, two officers, and got hit in the tail, and I was stopped, and I got out on the bridge, and I'm looking up, and I said, okay, I got the message. I said it was time to go get a regular job, so I went to work, and through a twist of fate, I ended up getting a job with HUD, U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, and was able to get into special programs with them and ended up in Columbus, Ohio, and went back and finished college at Park College out of Kansas City, Missouri, which was one of the first extension programs that the university's ever had. They didn't have any night school at Ohio State University in Columbus. They didn't have anything like that, but I wanted to finish so I could go down to Park at Rickenbacker Air Force Base. And the professors were from Ohio State and Ohio University, which was Ohio State in Columbus and Ohio University down in Athens. So that was kind of neat. So in the end, I got a degree, business and economics, from Park College out of Kansas City, Missouri, where I've never been. I've seen the pictures. Nice place, great campus, fully accredited school. And half my credits are from Georgetown University and half of them are from Park College. And ended up staying on with a career with HUD. Then left there and went with the State Housing Agency in Virginia. And then eventually to run a public housing authority in Connecticut, in Greenwich, Connecticut. Great area, great experience, and on 2 wives later, got remarried and met my present wife up there, and that's been 16 years, and we moved down here in 1999, and I work for St. Johns County as the Director of Housing and Community Services, so dealing with the home ownership programs and a lot of the redevelopment efforts out in the West Augustine area. So it's been a great adventure. If I got whacked tomorrow and or something happened and the ticker didn't ticker anymore, and I'd feel like, hey, that's okay. It was a good life, made it through. And I guess that's what life's about. You live it. I do think back about my kids, and they're grown, and some of the relationships with especially the three younger ones. When you come out of the service like that, and you've been through those experiences, I think of the veterans getting out of Iraq and Afghanistan, and these guys are going over multiple tours. I mean, just going back and back and back. And you turn off all those emotions. And it takes a good while to turn those things back on. So I can imagine there's all kinds of issues with their kids, with their families, probably a number of divorces. And I look back and think I probably took me a good while, too, to be kind of open back up. And I wasn't necessarily the most attentive. I mean, I wasn't an abusive parent or anything like that, but I wasn't probably a real close, loving, caring person, because a lot of that had kind of been shut off for a while. So I think with these veterans coming home now and stuff, they just need time. Give them some time. But that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
All right, Tom, this is back